New York energy. Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it.
This is the Ozone, season 2, we taking flight. New York on lock, every borough ignite. Giants, Jets, Knicks, Yanks, Mets, we the hype. Malik Sauce, Jalen Judge, Lindo, NY Life. MetLife thunder when Malik Nabers break the rail. Giants running routes, ops fall, we prevail. Sauce Gardner locked down, jet fuel in his stance. MetLife heat beam, Jets defenders advance. MSG vibrate when Jalen Brunson start to cook. Knicks light the garden, ops shook when he looked. Pinstripes roll, Aaron Judge send rockets over Bronx. Bombs drop, Yankees prime, real talk, no cons. City feel glow, Lindo make that leather sing. Met bats knock, Queens dreams gon' always ring. From the bridges to the streets, uptown blackout. Season 2, Ozone, NY Heat, no doubt. This is the Ozone, Season 2. New York, forever drills. Catch the vibe.
You have entered the Ozone with Omar and Dave.
You already know the vibes. Let's go, baby. We are here. And you guys have officially entered the Ozone. It's your boy Omar here. Oh man, I'm a little down. I'm gonna go back on my word again of what I said last week about moral victories. They suck. Shout outs to the New York Liberty. The New York Liberty playing tonight, closing it out tonight, girls. Let's get it done. Handle the business against Phoenix Mercury, and let's get ready for the second round with the Minnesota Lynx. So shout outs to them girls hooping, baby, and at the Liberty and coming through as they always do. And you know who always comes through? It's the best co-host in the business, super producer Dave. Brother, it's a new week. How we feeling? Yeah. You know,
brother, I don't know. Jet fans, I gotta talk to you. 101, right? You guys know me. I am the official Jets hater. I am not one to be shy about this. I will talk about it all the time. But when it comes to putting this show together, Omar puts the script. Omar's really good with doing the graphics. He puts all this stuff together, and he puts up, and I edit the show. But this man, he showed his true colors when he posted that the Jets are eliminated. So just keep an eye on him. Jets fans, he's talking to you about one thing.
That was all you. Dave, you know what? I was going to write super producer Dave went rogue. I almost went vogue again. Went rogue. That was not me, Jet fans. That was not me. I'm going to be honest. I didn't. Now, did I make an effort to delete it? Nah, I figured it could stay. But we're gonna get to them. We're gonna get to the Jets. I almost said the miserable Jets. But we can only have one Jet hater on the show.
Quick recap before we move on. Also, shout out to Bud Crawford. You called it. That was your man that you had in the fight. I had Canelo. I'm not ashamed to admit it, but I did say that Bud is no slouch. So. Kudos to Bud. You proved it. You're one of the best.
Well, apparently Vegas thought so, and now Vegas is calling him the greatest of all time. So, listen to the Ozone, y'all. That's when you got to tap in with us. We know our stuff, man. We know our stuff. But look, before we get started, that's real talk, Dave. You can't if you had Canelo, there's nothing wrong with that. Canelo is one of the greats. I just think when it comes to Bud Crawford is not the sexy guy. I know on Twitter, they were doing with the, what would you compare Bud Crawford to in the NBA? And some people try to say Kyrie Irving, and I was like, no. To me, I would say Tim Duncan. Tim Duncan never gets discussed in the debate of who's the GOAT, and all Tim Duncan did was bust everybody's ass, win championships, and did it humbly. And I think that's what Terrence Crawford, I think in a nutshell, his career is. So shout out to Terrence Crawford. Look, 41 million views on Netflix live. So that's not even counting how many people probably saw it a little after or even a little on delay. I think that's initial live. But I will say this, brother. Boxing, y'all need to do better formatting this show, formatting the whole event. The fight started, around 1:45? That's too late, bro, on the East Coast. Too late. But, brother, we got a jam-packed show, so let's get into our first segment, man. It's the Big Blue Breakdown.
All hail the New York Giants! New York Giants!
right, y'all, this is the Big Blue Breakdown, and this is where we're going to discuss the New York Football Giants. And I'll tell you this, man. I don't think this offense could have played any better than what they played on Sunday. However, Giant fans, our turn of our bad luck, our nightmare continues as we still have not won a game in Dallas in 9 years, and it's going to continue. It's tough. This was a tough game. Obviously, the Giants lost 40-37 at the in overtime. I'm gonna be honest, brother. This game was a roller coaster. First of all, let's just put it like this: it started off horrendous. It started off great, but one player made it horrendous, and I'm talking about James Hudson, offensive lineman. Brother, this guy caught not one, not two, not three, not four, but 5 damn penalties on one drive. He allowed a sack, personal foul, 4-star, personal foul, 4-star, and you want to get tight that the team wants your ass on the bench. That's the thing. He got tight. And, like, bro, did you see him swinging at the lineman? Bro, what are you doing? Then, okay, whatever. It is what it is. The Giants kind of eat that up. But then you get a personal foul on a bomb from Russell Wilson and Wandale Robinson that gets us on the 1-yard line. Personal foul gets us, we were supposed to be on the 2nd-yard line. 2 yards away from the Casuals. 2 yards away from scoring a touchdown. Gets a personal foul, drops back to the 17-yard line. Then we set up for a field goal. That changed this game to me. And you know what? Hudson's not the only one. The Giants, 14 penalties. 14 for 160 yards. And I'm not even counting the 7 that were declined and offset. There was one play, bro. The Giants got 3 penalties on one play. 3. It was a roughing the passer, pass interference, and I think it was like something like illegal hands to the face. And the only reason we didn't get penalized is because CeeDee Lamb had a taunting penalty that offset, which I think the NFL got to change that. Because it's like, although as a Giant fan, it worked out in our favor. You know what I mean? Because it offset. But it's like, bro, how does 3 and 1 to the other team's 1 penalty offset? But it was a sloppy game, bro. It was a real talk. It was a sloppy game. Russell Wilson balled out. Now, Russell Wilson threw a pick in the overtime period that obviously sealed our fate. But before I kick it off to you, brother, there's one thing. Everybody's playing the blame game, right? Some people are now starting to say, Giant fans are starting to say our pass rushing is overrated. I'm not going that far. What I will say is this. The defensive coordinator, I don't even want to say his name because I want his ass out. This stupid defensive coordinator that we got, you know the team has the best field goal kicker in the game. This guy can kick damn near 70 yards if he really wanted to. You have a 3-point lead with roughly, 20-plus seconds on the clock it was? And you're playing a cover 4 defense. So basically, you're playing not to lose the game. Because you afraid of a Hail Mary? What are we doing? He basically gifted the Cowboys 15 to 20 yards, and Aubrey hits a 64-yard field goal kick to send it to overtime. And brother, the way that he kicked it, he could have damn near went 75 yards. Yeah. Go ahead, brother.
So, brother, I don't know fantasy. Next year, I'm just gonna draft Brandon Aubrey in the first round.
Thank the Lord. I ain't go against one of my boys in my league. Shout out to Joe. He had Aubrey and Dak Prescott. They got him roughly about 50 to 55 points combined. No, not even 60 points combined. He got more than wide receivers, Aubrey. Like, he got like 28 points fantasy. Bro, it's crazy.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm just gonna just Aubrey next year, first round pick. brother, you know what? Look, we're not going to hang on moral victories, but the fact is that this is the first time that the Giants have scored over 30 points in how long? How long, brother? Like, it's been a minute. And this is the best that the offense has looked in quite some time. Russell Wilson looked better. I know you were ready to put Dart in the game, but you know what? This you can extend it just a little bit. Just give him a little bit more time now. Like, you can see that. All right, you can see what Russell Wilson is capable of. You just got to put other pieces to get it going. And I would say just improve on the offensive line because you're going to need that for whoever is going to be quarterback at the end of the day. You're going to also need Nabers. Nabers looked amazing. Nabers with the two touchdowns, one to bring it into at the end of the game. It was beautiful. It was a beautiful game for you guys, and it just sucks that the defense, and this is something we brought up many times, since the preseason, and we brought it up to week 1. That front four is great, but the secondary is gonna be trash, and you're gonna see a lot of that. Like when it doesn't work, when the front four isn't working, you're gonna see where the secondary is gonna fail you. So you definitely want to see. Just one side note before I give it back to you, brother. Jabril Peppers was available. We cut him on the Patriots, and the Steelers picked him up. You guys could have used him, and he's played for you guys.
He's familiar with us. He's played for us. Yeah.
So,
no, you're absolutely right. And the thing is, shout out to Marcus Bowl because Marcus Bowl came in and filled in, and I think he played. I think he played really great at the left guard. But what I'll say is this: you could tell Russell Wilson was hearing the chatters of the Jackson Dart thing because he was pumped and more pumped than usual. And then, look, Dabo did what we thought he was going to do in week 1. This is for the national fans. I was like, why did they put it Jackson Dart? Blah, blah, blah. We spoke about this on the Ozone last week, and we said it. Brian Dabo had hinted there were going to be a few packages where they were going to put in Jackson Dart in week 1. We were surprised we didn't see it. I wasn't surprised when we saw him week 2. I wasn't. It was something to look a little different. The first play they ran, it was like a read op. It was like an option to Scatterbo, and he ended up going to Scatterbo, and Scatterbo ended up getting a 10-yard run out of it. So I would say this: the Giants, but because we're going to get into this team a little later, is this an anomaly kind of performance? Because there's a team we're going to discuss a little later that performed really well last week and then crapped the bed today. I mean, crapped the bed this week. So, I'll be honest. We got the Chiefs next week. There's nothing, and I'll be honest, I know they got the championship pedigree. They got Pat Mahomes. They still got those guys. But there's nothing that I see from the Chiefs that tells me that we can't be productive offensively. I know they got a good defense, but I liked what I saw with Malik Nabers and Russell Wilson. I want Malik Nabers happy. I think that's the most important part. I like Wan'Dale Robinson actually catching the damn ball. So I do like that. I think Russell definitely bought himself at least another week of not talking about Jackson Dart.
When you throw 450 yards, I mean, you would, and 3 touchdowns, you would hope that at least he's in the conversation to start.
A lot of people want to question the decision to, why didn't the Giants elect to take the ball at overtime? You got to understand what the overtime rules now is no longer sudden death. Each team possesses the ball at least once. And now I think, brother, that's just the way it's going now, where teams are rather know what they need, so they'll rather just defer and see, okay, if this team gets a field goal, okay, then we know we can, or even if you were to get a touchdown, brother, then, I could go get a touchdown, and then, you know what, I'll go for 2 to see if I can win it. So you can see that's just the way things are changing amongst, the rules now with the overtime period. So I had no problem with that. I think the defense is I was a little disappointed in Dexter Lawrence's performance. I think the only one in the defensive line that actually played well was obviously Brian Burns, and Thibodeau had his moments. But I think Abdul Carter was, I wish I would have saw a little bit more. And then, like you said, brother, the secondary is just, they made a lot of mistakes. They left a lot of open pickings, and I thought they did a good job on CD. Flott, I think, did a pretty good job. CD's going to eat. Like, those guys are going to eat. You know what I mean? Unless you got Darrelle Revis, those guys are eating. You know what I'm saying? But I didn't like how we just left Pickens just constantly open. I didn't like that. But like I said, man, with the Jets, I was like, with certain teams, it's like moral victories, and I was like, Jet fans have that moral victory. It's hard when it's your team. I want to be like, man, a moral victory, but that's just one that I felt slipped away from us. You know what I mean? We played very sloppy, man, and we wasted a great performance. Especially, brother, you just said it. When's the last time we scored 30-something points, man? You know what I'm saying? You just, Russell Wilson looks like vintage Seattle Russell Wilson. Malik Nabers is looking like Randy Moss out there. And we wasted it. And then we wasted it on the Dallas Cowboys. And then these guys celebrate like they won a damn Super Bowl. Bro,
it's the Cowboys. They don't got much to celebrate,
No, it sucked. You know what I mean? And I know Joe Davis was on the call for Fox. I'm going to be honest, bro. And I know a lot of people are starting to say that Joe Davis is a Yankees hater. I think he's just a New York hater. Because Joe Davis was a lot more excited when Dallas was scoring touchdowns than the Giants. So I'm not one of those like commentary conspiracy. Oh, this is not Joe Buck. It's always been the thing that Joe Buck is, Collinsworth is a Mahomes Glazer and all that. I'm not one of those guys. But I'm not one of those guys, but I know for a fact it sounded like Joe Davis was rooting a lot more for the Cowboys than he was the Giants. But the Giants, they got the Chiefs next week at home. So it's the home opener Sunday Night Football. So 0-2 teams. Dave and I will definitely go over who we're going to think is going to win when we get to picks. But, brother, you got anything to say before we get to your squad?
No. And that's not my squad.
So, you know what? Let's Giants do better. I think if the Giants, I'm not expecting the Giants' offense to play as they did against Dallas. I think the Chiefs' defense is a lot better, but they can be had. I'll just leave it at that. But let's get to the Jets because they were had, and they were had pretty bad. Let's get into this. Is the Gang Green Report.
Oh no! We suck again!
All right, y'all, this is the Gang Green Report. This is where we cover the Jets. This is super producer Dave's favorite segment. And it's his favorite segment because he gets to troll the Jets. And Jet fans, I'm going to try to do my best to just not make it as bad for y'all as super producer Dave would like. The Jets lost a bad one. There's no sugarcoating it. They lost 30-10 to the Buffalo Bills. Now, obviously, going into the game, I believe the Jets were a touchdown underdog. But the Jets said, hold my beer. We can do better than that. We can lose by multiple touchdowns. And that's what they did. It didn't look good. I tried to watch the game. It was a lot going on, brother. And then, obviously, it's going on with the Giants. I tried to watch the game, and the little bit that I seen, it was bad. I know, one thing I did see, before I let you go on your rant, is the Bills. I believe the Jets in the opening drive had the Bills at, I think, like 3rd-and-19 or something like that. And Mark Clemens gets a roughing the passer, stupid penalty on Josh Allen. And I'm not going to pretend to follow the Jets to know all their players. But what I'll say is this. They got rid of Gibson last week because Gibson fumbled. And that's supposed to be the sign of accountability, holding your players accountable. All right, you released them. Talking to Jet fans these last couple days, it seems like Mark Clemens makes a lot of bonehead mistakes, and this is not the first time. So you know what? If you want to set an example, do so with Mark Clemens. Maybe bench his ass or don't even play him or cut him. That's all I'm going to say, brother, but you can go ahead. Go ahead, chop on him.
So, to the Gibson point, right? I think he's just more of an expendable excuse to say, like, hey, we're letting you. You didn't let go of Breece Hall. You didn't let go of Clemens. You let go of Gibson, who probably you weren't going to bring back anyway. So, great, kudos. Jets. You hear the sound?
Oh no! We suck again!
Anyways, look, at the end of the day, Me and Omar were speaking about this last week when we were talking about the coverage of the Steelers game and the Jets and how good the Jets looked in that week. We had a thing about maybe the Steelers defense looked better than the Bills defense, but I had a feeling that it was different. It's just that the Bills played against the Ravens, which happens to be a better offense. And the Bills showed up. And at the end of the day, I'm not saying that the Jets can't have a great offense this year. It's to say that there's a lot of things that need to work for that to keep going. The Jets suck, and that's the point. The New Jersey teams are 0-4 at this point, and it's not to just bag on your team because of that, but they play in Jersey. But
Man,
maybe
if we played the Dolphins, we'd get a win too.
I mean, we all said that the Dolphins suck, and I'm surprised McDaniel survived, but we'll go to that in a bit. Look, the Jets, honestly, look, you played against Josh Allen, you lost against the Bills. We already know that they're going to win the division, so it's not to say like you didn't lose to a good opponent. It's just to say that you guys didn't make it as competitive as last week.
But I say this, in Robert Saleh, Robert Saleh was a lot of bad with Robert Saleh. I would agree with that. But the Jets, if you look at the history of Robert Saleh and the Jets in Buffalo, against Buffalo, they won 2 of the last 3 meetings at the Meadowlands. So this Jet team has a little history of playing well against Josh Allen. This team just crapped the bed, bro.
And that's
really
Aaron Glenn.
did.
You brought in another defensive coordinator to be a head coach.
I don't know. I'm gonna be honest, I don't remember what I said when he first got hired. I know we covered it, but it's Robert Saleh 2.0.
Right,
Like
and
it
Robert,
really is.
And Saleh looking good over there at the 49ers.
Saleh looking good, and because he's a DC. There's some guys meant to be coordinators, and there's some guys meant to be head coaches.
Yep.
Look, for instance, your boy in New England, Mick Roberts, good OC, crappy head coach. My guy, Spagnuolo, defensive coordinator for the Chiefs, good DC, horrible head coach. That's just what it is. And I think this is what we're seeing in the Jets. It's Groundhog Day deja vu all over again.
It's the same old Jets. It is the same old Jets.
It's funny, that song was in my head all Sunday. It's just the same old Jets. But look, we Justin Fields had one of his best performances in week 1. Week 2 was just the complete opposite.
And the concussion doesn't help it.
Because he's more than likely not going to play Sunday against Tampa. They're going with Tyrod Taylor. They actually might look better with Tyrod Taylor than Justin Fields. I'll tell you that, because Tyrod Taylor is a professional. But, you look at Breece Hall. Breece Hall didn't do much. Breece Hall, 10 carries, 29 yards. His longest run was 12. You look at Garrett Wilson. Garrett Wilson had 4 catches for 50 yards. He targeted 8 times. Breece Hall had 2 catches. This was horrible, man. Justin Fields fumbled the ball twice. He lost one of them. I think that was like their opening drive. Look, man, this team is. I don't want to be Dave, man. But I almost chopped that F-bomb. Man, the Jets are hard to watch.
Brother.
They are hard to watch.
And the crazy thing is, like, here's the other part. Okay, maybe you made Josh Allen look subpar. You made him look subpar. But you didn't do anything to help you. Josh Allen didn't do great. He didn't do amazing by standards. He threw for 148 yards, no touchdowns, and he ran for 59 yards. Great. That's a normal day for Josh Allen. So at the end of the day, you had a chance. You stopped the guy, but you didn't start the running backs because they scored 3 times on you. Like, you guys have to put it together. Like, you did one thing right. The rest of it just went bad.
It just went bad. And speaking of Josh Allen, I noticed that the New York Post, they put something like, the real New York team won. That kind of got me tight. You know what I mean? The real New York team won this.
My 0-4 comment didn't help, right?
Yeah, it didn't help. Buffalo's not New York. I don't care. Bills Mafia, come at me. Y'all is Canada. Everybody that's from New York knows Buffalo ain't New York. It ain't our New York. Now, if you want to be, geographically, yes, you are right. Buffalo's New York. But so is Brooklyn Nets. Ain't nobody claiming them either. So, y'all's in that category. You know what I mean? I'll be honest, I felt like I've never met a Bills fan until I moved here. I feel like I've never met Bills fans living in New York. But now they're all over because I also think it's because they're good.
Yeah.
I know real Bills fans.
No.
My boss is a real Bills fan. Shout out to him. He's a real Bills fan. But I see a lot of Bills fans now. And I'm like, yo, where was y'all? I don't remember y'all there when Bledsoe was. You know what I mean? I don't remember a lot of Bills fans like that.
Yeah, it was a lot of rough years before Josh Allen.
That's what I'm saying. I remember when they used to, because apparently I remember they always had y'all, meaning the Patriots, against the Bills on Monday Night Football. I'm like, why are we watching this? The Bills are trash.
The last time they were interesting before Josh Allen was Ryan Fitzpatrick, and he's been on so many teams that it doesn't even count.
But it's going to be a tough one. The Jets got Tampa Bay. We'll get into the picks as far as who's going to win. But I don't think it's going to get any better. Tampa Bay's a really good football team. And they're going to be without Justin Fields. Even though I think Tyrod Taylor might be a little bit better, but still, they're still going to be without Justin Fields. So, but brother, I want to get in. Let's get into the landscape of the NFL because we saw a lot of good things in Week 2. And I'm standing on business when it comes to my new NFC pick because they showed out again in Week 2. So let's get into it, guys. This is Water Cooler Talk. All right, y'all, this is Water Cooler Talk. This is where we wrap around, have a drink here at the Water Cooler Station, and we just talk about what we like. And what I did like is Week 2 of the NFL. And what I want to start, brother, I want to start with the Green Bay Packers. Green Bay Packers, they kicked off Week 2 against the Washington Commanders. And Green Bay, to me, is just showed how dominant their defense is. They are an elite team. They allowed Washington 18 points. This team is scary. I changed my pick last week. I had Detroit as a favorite, and they bounced back. I think that was a little bit of a panic button. They struggled in Week 1. But because they struggled against this Green Bay Packer defense. This Green Bay Packer defense is real deal, Craig. Still, man. They just swarmed Washington. Really didn't give Daniels any time to throw. Just made it uncomfortable for him. Uncomfortable enough where he's hurt. He's hurt, and we're going to get to that because we got some big-name quarterbacks that are going to be missing some time. But not only defensively are they good, brother. Offensively, people tend to forget that Jordan Love is a very good quarterback. 19 for 31. Almost threw for 300 yards, 292, 2 touchdowns. Bro, Josh Jacobs, reliable. You know what I mean? Their wide receiver core, it's a balance. Shout outs to Tucker Kraft. Tucker Kraft balled out. This team, but I traded him, brother, and I had him on the bench.
I know. I have him on my team. I
had him on the bench.
Against Wells. Against Wells, who's a Packers fan.
Yeah. Unfortunately, it didn't sting me, so that's good. But the more I look at Green Bay, and I know it's Week 2 overreactions, but at the end of the day, bro, they're my pick, dog. They're my pick.
Yeah. I'm not mad at you having them as your pick because at the end of the day, we spoke about this many times, Jordan Love looked like an MVP quality quarterback before he went down. The team was already good. The only thing that I just question when it comes to the Packers, especially with that offense, is who is the bona fide wide receiver? That has always been the question that keeps coming up because Jalen Reed just got hurt now.
It's like a committee.
It's a committee.
Yeah.
So 1 week you may have Jalen Reed go off for 100 yards, and the next he might just get hurt with the collarbone, and Dobbs is the guy. And the next week is Watson or something like. So that's the only thing that I question. But maybe that's a good thing. Maybe you don't have somebody to zero down on and be like, this is the guy that I need to stop. You have everybody else to worry about, especially now somebody like Tucker Kraft looking like Gronkowski. The team looked great, and then the Commanders, all right, cool. They stopped him, 4 sacks, 200 yards for Jaden Daniels. Krosky Merritt did nothing, but now he's going to be the number 1 starter over there because Eckler's hurt. You know what? You made a big show. You made a big show, McLaurin. You made a big show. Catch the ball. Yeah, go and catch the ball.
But you know what? That tends to happen, bro. That tends to happen to guys that want their contract. You're not in camp. You're not playing preseason. So now, who knows if homeboy was actually really working out. You know what I'm saying? He's probably trying to get into game shape now when you should have already been in game shape. You know what I'm saying? You got this bread, and now, it's a different level of hunger, too. You know what I mean? You got your brand now, so now you you just lose that hunger because you already got what you want.
And speaking of bread,
yeah.
Speaking of bread, like let's you know, the Cincinnati Bengals. You were so concerned. You were so concerned with paying T. Higgins, your guy who throws the ball, your franchise, the guy that you should always try to protect. You only have one lineman making about $14 million a year. You didn't go and find him another guy? He's not one of the most sacked quarterbacks since entering the league. And you thought, you know what, let me get all his offensive weapons ready instead of the people who protect him? Look, I'm not saying you guys got what you deserve, but you definitely didn't help Joe Burrow in staying healthy.
Or definitely.
But you wanted to pay T. Higgins.
But I'll say this. Joe Burrow wanted them to pay T. Higgins. He wanted it. He vouched for Chase and all these guys to get paid. I think the franchise should have been a little bit smarter and be like, hey, Joe, but we got to protect you a little bit more. Because obviously that too, but they didn't address their defense either. Like, you know what I mean? And that was the thing. It's like, okay, are you going to just try to outscore everybody? That didn't work for them last year. And now they're in trouble because, like you said, Joe Burrow gets sacked, rolls his ankle. He's got turf. I don't even want. They said an ankle, but now it's a turf. It's a grade 3 turf toe.
Yeah, which
right?
requires surgery. Yep.
So he's gonna be out 3 months. So basically, I'm gonna put him on my IR, but he's not playing. He's not playing. If fantasy owners, I'm gonna be honest, cut your losses. He's not gonna. He'll be ready by maybe the playoffs by fantasy. But are you comfortable starting him? I highly doubt it. So thank you, super producer Dave. At least we got Justin Herbert, and I'm fingers crossed he doesn't get hurt. But the defense wasn't all that either because you look at it, Jacksonville scored 27 on them, almost beat them. But I will say this: I know now there are talks about whether Cincinnati's going to be calling the Giants. Should they call the Giants for Jameis Winston? Because one thing you're going to get from Jameis Winston, he's going to air it out, and they still got an elite offense with Higgins and Chase and Chase Brown. But you know, that's something. But let's pivot to their rival, the Ravens. Man, the Ravens bounced back, bro. Ravens dropped 41 on Cleveland. Obviously, you know, it's not like Cleveland's a Super Bowl contender. But, you know, Baltimore did what we expected them to do. And that's just ball out, to take out their frustration on a loss that they had where they choked against the Bills and really took it out. Lamar Jackson, bro, I think Allen deserved last year's MVP. I think Lamar Jackson, the way he's playing, he's getting it back this year, bro. 19 for 29, 225 yards, 4 touchdowns. Bro, he's a beast. I think he's the best quarterback in the game right now. The Ravens are the team to beat in that division because
shout out.
Go ahead, brother. Go ahead. Throw your shout out.
Shout out to D Hop, our highlight player of the week last week, because he's showing that he can still do it. That's another touchdown scored this week. And if you see him on waivers, go pick him up on fantasy. That's what I was gonna say.
Yeah, I think he's picked up though. If he's on waivers on your league, who you got better than? You know what I'm saying? Like, ain't no guy like that available. But you know why? They're going to easily win that division because then you got the Steelers. All the Steelers fans was hyped. You played the Jets. You played Seattle 31-17, and then you get the bonehead mistake on the kickoff where it went into the end zone and all that. So, you know, that couldn't happen to a better team and a better quarterback. I can't stand Aaron Rodgers, bro. Like, I was watching a little bit of that game, bro, and I'm going to be honest, I don't like him. I don't like Aaron Rodgers. I just don't. And it got nothing to do with him personally. Maybe a little bit. But I don't know. He's just a jackass. And speaking of jackasses, you got Coach McDaniel. That's singular, not plural, not McDaniels. McDaniel, you saw his press conference, brother?
I'm actually going to play it right now.
Yeah, I don't know what the heck that was, but they lost to your guys, brother. That was an exciting game. I'll tell you this. I had text you, and I think I jinxed you guys a little bit. I had text super producer Dave. The Patriots had scored on, I think, their first 2 drives, and I'm like, yo, I think they're gonna fire McDaniel by halftime. You know, obviously the Dolphins made a game of it, but that was an exciting game between 2 rivals. I think you guys needed that game. You know, and show fight. Drake made But I'll tell this. I'll be fair. I don't know if that's a product of playing the Dolphins. Because I feel like with Drake May, there's games where he looks good. And then there's games where he doesn't look so great. So...
Right. Yeah, I mean, it's a product of who you're playing, and then this week we happen to play the Dolphins, so we're just going to take it where it comes, like, at the end of the day. I'm not going to complain that we beat a team. We won. Ramondre Stevenson, oh my God, you looked amazing coming back and everything that happened to you in the offseason. I think he lost his dad in the offseason, if I'm not mistaken, so I know that was something he was looming, and then also the injury. So I know that's something that, was good to see when he came back, and that I think he had like 86 yards receiving, which... You never see from Ramondre. As much as I've been watching the Patriots, you don't see those long bombs going to Ramondre Stevenson. So it was good to see that. Gibson with the great touchdown right after returning the favor after Parker Washington for Dolphins returned that big touchdown. He goes and just hits the Jets on them and just scores, and that helped us secure the lead, and then defense stopped the Milton Williams. Thank you, Eagles. Thank you. Just thank you for letting him go. Because he is, and everybody's saying it as far as like Patriots Twitter, and of course I say it to that more than maybe Omar would, but everybody's saying like this is like playoff form Milton Williams, the way he's playing. And if that's what we have combined with Barmore and Vrabel's defense, I'll take it. Thank you so much, Eagles.
Fill me in, pause. Milton Williams is a cornerback, right?
No, he's a defensive lineman.
He's a defensive lineman.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, whatever. He's not on the Eagles, so I don't have to go against him. Speaking of the Eagles, they Super Bowl rematch. They play the Kansas City Chiefs. I don't even want to talk about the game. Eagles won. Whatever. Travis Kelce, you want to get mad at your teammates, but catch a damn ball. But I want to talk about the tush push. Super Producer Dave, can you pop the image right now of the tush push? Guys, if you can see that line that you see across these big linemen here, pause, that is the line of scrimmage. Every player should be behind the red line. As you can see, all the linemen are in front of the red line. That is a penalty. That means they are offsides, right? That doesn't get called on the tush push. Now, obviously, the tush push was a topic of discussion in the offseason about getting it banned. Obviously, they didn't get enough votes to ban it. This Eagles team, and there's also a video, Super Producer Dave, where you can see the line jump before the ball snaps. First of all, the center, guys, the ball should be in front. The guy in the middle, so number 51, you see it in the image. Number 51, the ball should be in front of him. If you notice, you can't see the ball. Everyone should be behind the football, not in front of the football. So you're getting that advantage, and then the linemen are actually jumping. They're already moving before the ball snapped. This is why that play is literally unstoppable. Because you have guys already getting an advantage that they're jumping off the line of scrimmage before the defensive line gets to it. And obviously, I don't want to make it a political thing. But we all know laws get changed when the right person gets done wrong by whatever. Right? You know what I mean? Like, that's when they want to change laws. When it affects somebody important. We all knew that this should have been banned, but now it's done to the Chiefs. And we all know that the Chiefs, Pat Mahomes, they are the poster team of the NFL. This was on national television, and you would think you would have saw this on the Super Bowl, but now you're seeing these clear. I think it's more arrogance on Philly that they're not even trying to disguise the fact that they're cheating. And I can't stand that coach, brother. If there's somebody I want to smack in the face outside Shawn Michaels, is that damn head coach, bro.
I'm with you. I'm with you on that one. I don't like Sirianni. I don't like Sirianni at all.
Bro, I'm gonna drop the F-ball. I can't stand dude, bro.
Damn,
like I really can't.
So close, brother. I'm with you on that with Sirianni, and I think if we go over to our Super Bowl coverage, I said it. I don't like Sirianni, and I really would like to smack his face. Honestly, brother, it's one of those things that everybody's seeing it now. I definitely can see where there's going to be some flags coming in the future for the Eagles just because of that. Because at the end of the day, the Postal Boys did get embarrassed because of this move. They did lose to it again, also in the Super Bowl. So it's happening too many times. And you definitely know that the Chiefs' office is definitely calling the NFL like, yo, look what's happening. Look what you're letting them get away with. So I definitely see some flags going to the Eagles' way. But at the end of the day, okay, fine. The tush push, you couldn't stop it. But brother, the Chiefs do not look good either. Like, here's the problem that I have with teams when it comes to like why you lost. Yeah, you may have a player or something go wrong. You had 60 minutes. You had 60 minutes. They didn't just push you the whole game.
Yeah, that's true.
So at the end of the day, the Chiefs do not look great. And I don't know how you improve this team besides getting a playmaker. Yo, call the Dolphins. Tyreek doesn't look too happy over there. Get him back.
I would. Yeah, they need playmakers, and I know they don't have Worthy and Rice, but I don't think those were.
They're not.
And, you know, I'm gonna be honest.
They're not Tyreek.
They wore like free Rice shirts to the players. Yo, my man.
Hold on.
He's suspended because of a DUI.
Not only is that,
and he ran.
And he almost killed someone.
You almost killed somebody. I'm sorry. This is not a guy that's been suspended wrongfully. The guy's lucky he ain't been suspended a whole year. And you're wearing shirts of homeboy like free Rice. I can't get down with that. I can't get down with that.
You made your look.
But you're right.
You look like fools. You look like fools.
Yeah, you're right about the Chiefs, bro. The defense is still good because they held, they held the Eagles to, I don't even think Jalen Hurts threw 400 yards. But then you get this jackass, right? Who's a lineman?
Chris Jones.
Chris Jones. There goes. He trash talks to Jalen Hurts. You ain't even got 100 yards. And Jalen Hurts goes like, bro, shut up. We won. And I'm like, bro, for real. Like, I don't care.
It's the easiest comeback for whenever somebody's upset. Scoreboard.
I'm being clean. Jalen Hurts didn't say that. He said something a whole lot worse. But right, shut the hell up. You lost the game, bro. Like, and I would expect that kind of behavior from a team that normally doesn't win. But a team that's won Super Bowls and haven't won it in the most sexiest ways, you would think you would, like, shut up. You wouldn't even mention that. But you're an idiot because you talk crap to the guy that beat you and then the guy that embarrassed you in the Super Bowl last year. So, I would say this, after this performance for the Eagles, I think it's pretty clear who are the two best NFC teams, and it's Green Bay and Philly, and I think they're on a collision course. Although Detroit looked good, you got teams like Tampa and stuff like that, but I think Green Bay and Philly's on a collision course. And then the Chiefs, they're 0-2, and
well, pin it, because Omar just called it, so let's see if we come back to this later, and we can bring this back.
Yeah. Oh, man. But I want to pivot real quick, brother, before we move on. I want to pivot real quick. The Knicks, they brought back Landry Shamet on it's a training camp invite deal, and they also brought in Malcolm Brogdon. Now, the interesting part about this, guys, is because due to the salary cap, the Knicks can only keep one. But they can keep two if they elect to trade one of their younger players. Now, the conversation is being brought about whether they should trade Kolek and Daddiet or Tyler Kolek. I'll try to make this quick. I'm not too keen on trading either one. I do like Brogdon. I do like Landry Shamet. However, I'm not sure I want to risk losing a young player for, let's just be honest, someone that, if they make the team, yes, do they make us better on the bench? But they're also going to be like the 14th guy, on the roster. They're not, they're going to be more of a, let's give Jalen Brunson, they're not going to play big minutes. So, but if I had to pick of who I would want to trade, unfortunately, it would have to be Tyler Kolek. I think Kolek and Daddiet has the most upside, him being a wing player. And 3-and-D wings the way the landscape of the NBA is, 3-and-D wings are the way to go. So if that's the case, but let's see. I tell you this, brother, training camp and preseason for the Knicks is going to look very good, seeing these guys compete for a job.
Yeah, for me, if you had to ask my opinion, like I would say, if you're gonna drop somebody, I'd say drop Brogdon. Like if this had been like 4 years ago, I would have been like, yo, get Brogdon. Like there's no like
Right.
question why we're doing. But
Yeah.
the guy's just aging, and at the end of the day, like
He's
you
good
don't-
if he's healthy.
But how often is that?
But he's not. He played what 24 games I think last year. No, you're right. You're right. But the thing is, you know, the Knicks medical staff is a lot better. And I think players when they're on a serious team, they condition themselves a little bit better. But you're
I
right.
get
If I had
that,
to
but-
pick who I would want, it would probably be Shamet, and that's just more of a familiarity with the team. He's
But
been
when
on
it
the
comes
team.
to Brogdon, like I don't think it's a conditioning thing. I just think that you're just fragile enough to get hurt all the
Yeah.
time.
Yeah,
and
that's-
if you know,
that's-
if you're asking me about the rookies, then okay, you had I think trade Daddiet. Let's see what you can get for Daddiet. Maybe a team is more willing to pay a higher price.
I think that you nailed it there. I think if you were to trade Kolek and Daddiet, you could probably get something obviously a little bit better than if you would trade Tyler Kolek, because Kolek and Daddiet, and as salary purposes, Kolek and Daddiet does make a little bit more because he's a first round pick. But no, I think honestly, if both guys play well in the preseason, Brogdon, Shamet, then I'm open to potentially maybe trading one of the young guys, but I'm not so quick on that because I like our bench regardless. But brother, let's pivot. Let's pivot to baseball because I know we didn't get to cover baseball the last couple weeks, and some things have been happening. So let's get into it, y'all. This is the Subway Series, the new segment, right? This is a new segment, right?
I think this is the first time we do this. Yeah.
This is roll the tape.
Stand clear of the closing doors, please.
All right, y'all. So this is Subway Series Central, guys. This is where we're gonna cover both teams, guys. This is jam packed. We got a lot to cover. Football. We doing a little bit of everything. So we got to condense the Yankees and Mets. And I think for Met fans' sake, I think this might be the best thing for y'all because the Mets are just trying to implode their season. The Mets just finished, at least they snapped their 8-game losing streak over the weekend. Obviously, guys, at this recording, they will be playing the second game of a 3-game set with the Padres. I'll tell you this right now. We made a video that came out over the weekend on TikTok about the Mets struggles. And I'll tell you this, Yankee fans are feasting off this, brother. Yo, Yankee fans is like, whoa, but I thought they had the off season of the year. Thought they were making the World Series, blah, 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 blah. And now, bro, as of this recording, I think they hold a 1.5 lead now over the Giants and in the wild card spot. But their schedule gets tough, man. And this Met team hasn't shown in months now that they're able to compete with the good teams as I thought they would be able to. They starting pitching no longer exists. Their bullpen, who was they made the right changes. They made the right moves. They in the deadline. They haven't panned out. Now you got even Edwin Diaz struggling a little bit. The only silver spot for this team has been Juan Soto. Juan Soto's been the only silver spot for this team, bro.
And it sucks. They lost 8 straight, and then they, luckily they broke the streak. But Jesus, like you would think, like what? At the end of the day, when it comes to the trolling from the Yankee fans, I as a Yankee fan, officially first, right, and I'm a Mets fan second, I would say that yes, the Yankee fans kind of deserve this one because we've been getting it all from the early season. How happy the Mets fans were, and things are starting to implode. So you kind of getting your you're getting your crow now. You got to eat it, but. At the end of the day, the Mets have so many things that should have gone right for them. And this is the kind of thing that I would want to troll the Mets for. Because why is it you're choking around the same time you need everything to go right? Like, how is this the same thing every time? I don't know. I don't get it, brother. I don't.
Nah, and the thing is, before we get to the Yankees real quick, this Mets team, they got their young pitching that's coming up. McLean is looked very good. But I don't know if that's gonna be enough. They might limp into the playoffs because I just think the Giants had a tough weekend against the Dodgers. They're playing Arizona right now. Arizona's even found a way to climb back into the wild card standings. They're gonna limp into it. they're gonna get in. I do think they get in, but they're gonna be eliminated instantly. I don't think they're gonna have this Cinderella push that they had last year. I just don't think they're that good enough, to be honest.
Yeah.
I don't.
At this moment, they're a game and a half ahead of the Giants. So
Yeah.
just hold on. Just hold on to that lead at this point.
Yeah. As far as the Yankees go, the Yankees had a tough stretch of games, and they won all the series. Well, I hate that saying. I did everything but one. They've won most of the series. They won 2 out of 3 against Houston. They won 2 out of 3 against Toronto. Detroit was a little bit of a letdown because I felt like they could have won. They should have won the first game, but they got blitzed the first 2 games. They was able to salvage the last game, but then they go into Boston, hostile environment, and they won. They won 2 out of 3. The Yankees right now are in great shape, sitting on top of the wild card. I don't know if they're going to be able to get the division though. I just can't see them catching Toronto. But I don't think the Yankees necessarily need it. I think the Yankees. I don't think it. It'd be nice to get a bye, but I think that might be the reason why Aaron Judge had a poor playoffs last year. I think the way Aaron Judge is hot right now, so I would want them to continue to play. Shout outs to Trent Grisham, Cody Bellinger. Those guys are balling. As of right now, they are pissing me off. That's because of this recording. They're losing 2-0. In the bottom of the 7 to the Twins, and that's just those are the teams that worry me. I know the Yankees, they got a couple bad teams this week. They're playing the Twins, and they got a 4-game set with Baltimore. But those are the teams you don't want to play, bro. And like even with the Mets got the Nationals this weekend. Those are teams you don't want to play when you're trying to get into a playoff spot because they got nothing to play for, bro. So what they want to do is ruin your chances. They want to play spoiler, so they're gonna get up for that. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, I don't know, man. And I want one more thing about MLB. One more thing before we move on.
Yep.
Monday is Roberto Clemente Day in baseball. And for us Puerto Ricans, Roberto Clemente is just the baseball icon. And just outside of baseball, Roberto Clemente died helping people. That's what he did. The award for the most charitable MLB player goes out to him. I am not comparing the two between Jackie Robinson and Roberto Clemente. Both of them should be highlighted for the greatness that they've done, the doors that they opened. I want MLB, as a Puerto Rican man, I want MLB to celebrate Roberto Clemente as much as they do Jackie Robinson. Every player got to wear 42 for Jackie Robinson Day. Players are given the option of whether they want to wear 21 for Roberto Clemente Day. They wear a patch, but they got the option. They should all be wearing number 21 on Roberto Clemente Day. All of them. And every MLB team should be playing. The fact that you got Puerto Rican players such as Francisco Lindor that is not playing on Roberto Clemente Day is a tragedy. Every MLB team, and it's easy. You can format it that way. You know what I'm saying? MLB, do a little better with that.
Yeah.
But, brother, you got anything to say?
Yankees disappointed me, but not because of the things that are there. There's more political stuff on that side, so just move it on. Let's just
move on. But this segment could get a little political because this is NFL picks, baby. All right, y'all, this is NFL Picks of the Week. This is when Dave and I go through the week ahead in the NFL schedule, and we pick who's going to win. Now, obviously, I'm still trailing, as you guys can see. Brother Dave has the tally up there. But this is my week to come back because I know I'm going to pick some teams that Dave ain't picking. But it won't be this game. As we're going to start on Thursday Night Football, the Dolphins at the Bills. This is at Buffalo. This screams 4 interceptions kind of game. I got the Bills. This is an easy one.
Yeah, this is a toss-up. Look, Josh Allen, you gave me 10 points in 2 leagues. Please do better. Just do that. Mr. Steinfeld, please do better.
I think he'll do better. Let's get to the Sunday games. We got 1 o'clock. We got the Green Bay Packers at Cleveland with the Browns. This is an easy one. I am going Green Bay.
I'm going with no. I'm not going. I'm going with Green Bay. Like this, it would be stupid if I did that.
Go ahead. You got anything to add on this game? This is going to be a bloodbath.
I think this is where we may get a chance to see either Shador Sanders play in the game or the other guy.
Oh, that'd be nice.
Yeah.
Gabriel.
One of them. I think Flacco gets hurt. Micah Parsons going to go off, and then Sanders or Gabriel.
I was just thinking maybe more performance. And then this game. This is the Colts and Titans. Now I saw the second game of the Colts. I did see week 2 of the Colts. And I'm going to be honest, Broncos got robbed. I think that was bullcrap, that last flag that they called. The kicker missed, and then Denver got a penalty on hitting the center. So the Colts got another opportunity to win the game. I understand Daniel Jones is the big topic because Daniel Jones is it wasn't Daniel Jones. But the more I'm looking at Daniel Jones, the more I look at the same thing. If you give him playmakers around him, he's going to be able to be, he's a comparable quarterback when you have players around him. That being said, I'm picking Tennessee, baby. I think the Colts. I don't know. Tennessee got that. Cam Ward showed he's got it, man. He just needs, obviously, he's the number 1 pick for a reason. The team is not that good, but I need to take the lead. So I'm going with Tennessee on this one.
Yeah, and I think this is where we start to veer off. So I'm going to go with the Colts in this one. Tennessee did look good last week, but I got the Colts winning. They still got Jonathan Taylor there. They still got Pittman looking really good, and I'm regretting not picking them up. Colts.
Now this one is gonna be the battle of the backups, as we got the Bengals and the Vikings. We got Browning versus Carson Wentz. Man, Minnesota's offense did not look good at all. I'm only reason why I'm gonna pick. I got the Bengals. And the only reason why, because I don't think their offense changes much with Browning. Like, Browning is going to be able to sling it, Like, although he's going to throw his interceptions, I just think he's going to be able to put up more on the board than what Carson Wentz is going to be able to do with the Vikings. So I'm picking the Bengals on this one.
And it's what really sucks about this matchup with the injury to both quarterbacks, because this was really supposed to be the Jamar Chase versus Justin Jefferson game. And it still could be, but unfortunately they're playing with their backups. In this game, I got the Bengals winning this one, but I would like to see some points from Justin Jefferson. I already know Chase is going to do what Chase does.
Yep. This is one I think we're going to see differently, though. We got the Steelers versus your boys, New England. I think the Steelers win. I think the Steelers bounce back. I think this is going to be one of them low-scoring games where the defense really plays well on both sides. T.J. Watt, wake up, brother. We talking about guys that's getting paid. Since he's gotten paid, he ain't been showing up. I got the Steelers. I think I got a very low score. I got like 17-13, but I'm taking the Steelers on this one.
Okay, I got Patriots in this one, and I don't see Aaron Rodgers is showing exactly what he like. I think he put so much emphasis in that game against the Jets that he just lost all his what is it, the secret stuff that they had in Space Jam? That's what he lost. It's over.
All the secret sauce.
That's gone. And I think the Patriots get this one, but like you said, it's going to be a close one. I don't think we outscore them. It's going to be very very close. So within 3 points probably.
All right. This is an underrated, I think, game of the week. It's a 1 o'clock game. Rams versus the Eagles. Man, this is going to be a good game. Right now, this is a tough one. I'm going Rams. On this one. I like the way, Devontae and Puka look good week 2. They're getting comfortable. Matthew Stafford is looking good. The defense is elite. Although I think that I did say earlier that the Eagles and the Packers are on for a collision course. But if there's one team that can throw a monkey wrench into that conversation, is the Rams. So, like I said, I'm going to go with the Rams on this one.
This game, I'm going to go with the Eagles. They haven't done anything to prove me why they should be losing this game. It's not to say that
it's at home. It's at home.
It's not to say that, the Rams aren't a slouch. It's just, I just got the Eagles winning this one. And this one, I see it being close, too. This is not anything like a lopsided win. This is a very close game, and this is going to be very, very fun to watch.
Yeah, so after that, we got the New York Jets and the Buccaneers. This is going to be the Tyrod Taylor game, I think. But I can't see the Jets winning this game. I'm going Tampa.
Yeah, Tampa's a better team than the Jets, and you suck. So
Yeah, the Jets. Yeah. And then we got the Raiders and Commanders, and I think this game is a lot different now that we know that Daniels might be out for some time. I don't think he plays this game. They haven't officially announced as this recording that he's going to miss Sunday, or did they? I don't think they did, but I think it's looking very, very, very slim that he plays. So if that's the case, I'm going to go Raiders. I'm going to pick the Raiders regardless. I got Raiders in this game.
yeah, in this game I got the Raiders. I don't know. If Jaden Daniels doesn't play, then what is that team? Because I don't even know who's the backup to that team. Should he go down? So look at Chubb. Look at Chubb turning the clock back right now as we record right now. He just ran a touchdown in.
Nick Chubb. Okay. Yeah. So let's move on to Chubb is running the clock. What is it? Turning the clock back in time. We're talking about probably arguably the best running back in the league. Bijan Robinson. His Falcons are taking on the Panthers. I think this is an easy one. I'm taking Atlanta. Obviously, Carolina. It didn't help out that they lost two of their offensive linemen over the weekend. So I'm picking Atlanta.
Yeah, and they made it competitive against the Cardinals for some point, but at the end of the day, it was the Cardinals, so you didn't look.
Yeah.
So Atlanta in this one, and plus Atlanta, you look great against the Vikings. As bad as JJ McCarthy may look, at the end of the day, the Falcons also look good as well.
Yeah, no, the Falcons look good, and their defense was they made it really uncomfortable for J.J. McCarthy. Then we got the Texans and the Jaguars. This is a divisional matchup. I'm picking the Texans. I just think they're a better team. I know Jacksonville's 1-1, and they arguably could have been 2-0. But the fact that you lost to a Jake Browning backup, and you could already see this, like maybe there might be heat between Trevor Lawrence and the head coach. I don't know. Things just seem murky for Jacksonville. I got the Texans. I think they're the standard in that division. Now, that's not saying much, but I think they're the standard, so I'm going Texans.
In this one, I'm gonna go with Jacksonville. I'm not the biggest fan of the Texans at this moment, just because they have a lot of things to get together. But Jacksonville, I don't think Brian Thomas puts up another dud like that. So I think he turns it around this game.
He's been slacking. Let's go on now to the 4 o'clock games. This is gonna be a goodie. A division matchup: Broncos Chargers. Sorry, y'all. I don't know if that picked up, but but whatever. I like the Chargers in this game. You already know they are my pick to win the AFC West. Now, as of this recording, they're playing the Raiders. I don't know if they win that game, but I don't care whether they win or lose that game. I got them going against Denver. Although Denver's really good. I got a chance to watch them against the Colts. They're a really good team, but I think the Chargers are slightly better.
Yeah, and this game I got Chargers. Herbert's great, and I think they're going to win this game against the Raiders at the time of this recording because we still haven't seen the final results. But yeah, I got Chargers winning this one. The Broncos, Bo Nix is okay. I think there was too much hype about Bo Nix coming into this season.
Man. Something, man. Come on, bro.
Tell me about it.
Let's go to Seahawks. The next game is the Seahawks hosting the New Orleans Saints. I got Seahawks. There's not really this swing.
Let's move on. Seahawks.
Yeah, Seahawks. And then we got the Dallas Cowboys heading to Chicago. I'm going to be a complete hater. I got the Bears. I got the Bears winning this game. The Bears choked week 1. They looked like ass week 2. But this Cowboys defense ain't great. I think Caleb Williams is able to perform well. Adunze? Bro. Balling. I got Chicago.
All right, I got Dallas in this one. Chicago, Caleb Williams, you did look better, but I don't think you look good against the Cowboys. That's just it.
Yeah. Then we have the Cardinals and the Niners. To me, I think these are fool's gold teams. I really do. I think Arizona has played nobody in the first 2 weeks of the season. Seattle just got by. I mean, the Niners just got by Seattle, and then they played New Orleans. I'm gonna go with Arizona. I think Arizona pulls it out.
This game I got 49ers. Mac Jones looked pretty good, considering that this is the best set of weapons he's ever had to play with, even coming from our team, because we had nobody when he was there. So I got the 49ers in this one.
All right, then we get to the Sunday night game. My New York Football Giants are hosting the Kansas City Chiefs. Y'all going 0-3, KC. I'm picking my boys. Yes, I'm being a homer. I'm picking my Giants, baby. Sunday night football, we got our first dub at home, national television, baby.
So I will be having this game on mute because it's Chris Collinsworth calling the game. And we spoke about him. He likes
The
to blaze
Glazer.
Patrick. Yeah. I got the Chiefs winning in this one, but I definitely will not be having the volume up on this game.
And then we conclude week 3, y'all, with Monday Night Football, and this was the matchup I think a lot of people wanted to see, for a Super Bowl maybe last year, and maybe some might want to see it this year, and that's the Detroit Lions heading to Baltimore. That's going to be the game. That's going to be a great game. Another true test for the Ravens defense and also for the Lions defense. I expect this to be a high-scoring game. But I'm going to go with the home team. I'm going to go with the Baltimore Ravens.
I know the Lions were my favorite to come out the NFC, but this game, I think the Ravens are going to look better in this one, but I definitely see high scoring as well. I'm on Race Brown. If you want to give me 40 points again, please do, because that was amazing.
But guys, that concludes week 3 predictions. But guys, let us know who you think is winning. Obviously we love to engage with you guys on everything. So be sure to write in the comments below who you think you rocking with for week 3. Let us know about everything that we discussed. How you feel about the Jets, guys? If you're a diehard Jet fan listening to the show, come at Super Producer Dave, because what he did to y'all on Twitter was not cool. And us.
Prove me wrong. Prove me wrong.
Us here at the Ozone, we don't condone that kind of behavior, but
I do.
Unfortunately, it's only the two of us, and if one does it and then the other one just doesn't have the energy to kind of battle it, then I'm sorry, it is what it is. I was always taught to pick your battles, and this was the one I'm not fighting. But let's get into the highlight of the week, because we can't wrap up an episode without sharing that. So let's roll it.
He's on fire!
All right, y'all. Highlight of the week is going to our very own Malik Nabers. Malik Nabers made not one, but 2 phenomenal catches Sunday against the Dallas Cowboys. Obviously, the first one, stretching it out, got us hyped, did everything. But then the second one, brother, was hold my beer. Hold my beer. Because, just when you thought the game was going to be over, Russell Wilson throws a bomb, Malik Nabers getting hit across the face, which a flag should have came out. But to be able to focus, to be able to catch that ball while getting hit in the face, basically, before making that catch, shout out to Malik Nabers. He's broke a lot of wide receiver records as a rookie last year, and he's on pace to having another Pro Bowl-like season. This guy is the bright spot of Giants, and he just shows his dominance in just year 2. Unfortunately, it came in a loss, but Malik, I know you're having a rough week, but I hope you being a recipient of the highlight of the week makes it a little bit better.
Yeah, brother, look, at the end of the day, we saw Malik Nabers was one of the highlights of that cover that we put up for the YouTube thumbnail and his sad face in week 1. I get it, you guys lost, and I'm pretty sure that you would probably take the win over the 2 touchdowns, but hey, you got something. You got the highlight of the week.
Yeah, man, and that's the biggest honor you could get in sports right now. That's from what I heard. But guys, you know what to do, man. I appreciate you guys that are watching us, that are tapping in with us, that are sharing our stuff, and guys, be sure to like, subscribe. That's what helps us out on this whole algorithm stuff. The more you share our stuff, the more our stuff gets out there. Starting to see a little bit more in the algorithm now on TikTok and Twitter and stuff like that. So the more you share our stuff, guys, we really appreciate it. That gets us out there. And as we said, tell a friend to tell a friend about our stuff, especially with the NFL. We're covering everything NFL. So, if you're not necessarily a Jets or Giants fan, we're covering. We're more than likely we're covering your team as well. So be on the lookout for that, guys. But remember that we are available on all 5 social medias. You know what I mean? We're available on Instagram, TikTok, Threads, Reddit, and Twitter. Did I say Twitter?
Yeah. You're good. That was the last one you needed.
We got it on 5. This is why Super Producer Dave puts it on the screen, because I tend to forget so many. But guys, tap in with us there, and we've been really active on TikTok. I am gonna make it my business to be more active on TikTok, guys. Just letting y'all know just stupid stuff that's happening or whatever the case may be. I'm gonna make it my business to be a little bit more active on that. And when we're active on that, it is available on all our social media platforms. And guys, hey, I wouldn't mind if you share them. I would not mind. Super Producer Dave is not gonna mind you guys sharing it. And if you hate, like I said, if you don't like Super Producer Dave coming at the Jets, comment. Be like, yo, my man, stop it. I want the smoke. Shut up. Blah, 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 blah. You gotta do that. If you don't do it, then it's gonna continue. And I'm gonna be honest. I don't see the Jets improving much, so it's probably gonna get a whole lot worse for y'all. You want to say anything before?
Yeah, actually, and it has nothing to do with the Jets, brother. Can you do me a favor? Can you just highlight your shirt one more time? Everybody see?
Let's do it. Let's get the chain out the way. Let's do it.
There we go.
There we do it. Everyone watches women's sports. You know the vibes, y'all. We tap into y'all next week for bringing that brand new fire. Let's go, Liberty!
From the bridges to the streets, uptown blackout, season 2, ozone, NY heat, no doubt. This is the ozone, season 2, New York, forever drills, catch the vibe.